I've been trying to ignore this for a while, but lately I've kind of noticed something is wrong with my setup. And not in like a really dramatic way, nothing's broken, nothing's crashed. I kind of just realized that I've started working around my laptop instead of actually with it. And when you see that, you kind of just can't unsee it. If you've been with me a while, you already know I've been telling you about my MacBook journey, as well as my Android and Apple journey as well. So this is a MacBook Pro 2018. It's a 15-inch, it's with the old Intel chips, not the M series. This one has literally been my journey through a lot. So I bought this MacBook way over 5 years ago. Really good at the time. Obviously over the years, we're talking what, 7, 8 years now, this MacBook is old. You know, it's no longer getting support from Apple. You know, things do start to slow down, but generally it is a good Mac, but there are a lot of reasons why I'm now deciding to go elsewhere. So at the time when I did buy this MacBook, it was great. The Intel chips were awesome, but now we have new M series, better chips, faster laptops. It now, you know, is definitely something that is on the cheaper end of the market. It definitely does still do a lot. And one of the reasons why I bought this laptop is because I wanted something long lasting. It wasn't going to break. I've had this, what, for 7+ years and it's still good. So that did actually, you know, do its job when that's what I wanted from a laptop. Video editing, I wanted a bigger screen. 15-inch is perfect, really good size for editing. Obviously a bigger screen is always better as well. And I bought it to have that great graphics card. Now we have the new M series. The Intel chips are old. The touch bar still works for me personally, but obviously a lot of people had issues and that's why it was then removed. So over the years, obviously issues do happen. And although this is not broken or it's failed, there are more and more important things being added to my list. So one of the main things for me is the fan. So I know how to work with the fan. However, I've found ways to work around the fan. For example, when I lean it on a laptop case, it warms up faster. If it's warm, I know that it's going to warm up faster in general, like if it's hot weather in the summer. So I've found ways to make it work. The main thing that's helped me is to work on a very solid desk, and that generally cools it down. Or at times I just shut the laptop for 15 minutes and let it cool down and go back to my work, because that has happened where I'm video editing, I've actually had to shut the laptop. So I'm kind of just avoiding that there's actually issues there, and it's also slowing down my workload. And the reality is that my workload has grown and my laptop just hasn't kept up. The second example is the limited storage that I always have to edit from an SSD. So I purchased a hard drive, which I've done a video on, which is absolutely amazing. SSD, you know, you can edit from an SSD external hard drive just because the laptop can't take it anymore. So, you know, I bought an external hard drive. I'm closing the laptop when the fan noise is too loud, the laptop's too hot. You know, it is extra jobs that you don't need when you need to do things at a pace. And that leads me into my third point, you know, performance under, you know, sustained work. Having to shut the laptop when I do a certain amount of editing, it doesn't take it anymore. Performance is a big part, and that's why obviously the Intel chips are no longer supported by Apple, and the M series are obviously way better to edit on, and they no longer use the older graphics card. Now with this Apple Silicon, you have the CPU, GPU all in one chip, whereas on my laptop, the Intel chip and the graphics card are separate. Another thing is the screen size. You know, although I'm really happy with the 15-inch, I'm glad I didn't go smaller. Now we have the 16 inches out there. It's definitely intriguing to have that larger screen, just because I don't want to go for a full-on, you know, iMac. I do want the laptop. So lots of other options out there, which again isn't a reason why I should be leaving the MacBook, because it's still really good, but definitely, you know, being able to see what is available to us right now in comparison is a lot. From that list, none of them are deal breakers, let's face it. But combined with everything else that's out there, it's just time to change. As I mentioned, this is still a really great MacBook. I've done a more of a detailed review on the MacBook before, the pros, the cons. So if you want to check that one in more detail, I will pop it for you guys to check out above. But this one generally still has a lot of good advantages. You know, it's a great price on the market. You know, if you want something that's going to do some simple basic editing, it doesn't have Apple support, but it's still a really good laptop for the price. And you know, I've been able to use this every single day for the last 5 to 7 years. And that's saying something. So I'm looking to get something newer and better for me this year, and this is where you guys come in. Yes, I'm looking to upgrade to the M series, bigger screen, definitely considering the 16-inch screen, gonna help me so much. I'm really excited about that. iMac is a choice, but I still prefer to have the laptop so I can travel around easily without issues. Obviously with the M series, we do have the Pro level chip. Let me know in the comments if you guys do have the Pro chip. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm definitely not just looking at getting the newest version that has has the best chips. I want to get, you know, the laptop that's definitely going to suit me. And if you were in my position, what would you buy this year? Something that's great for video editing, something that has a really good screen, a large screen, multitasking and creativity, and something that's going to last a very long time. Would you go for the MacBook Pro even? Do we need to even go for the Pro? I've done a review on the MacBook Air because I definitely feel people kind of ignore it and just assume if I'm doing video editing, let's forget it. But it's actually got a lot to offer. So it's really just figuring out what am I going to get for my money's worth. And as you know, I'm not just a MacBook and Apple user. I do also use Android as a phone. So I'm very open to all. I definitely feel like I will go down the MacBook route, but do let me know as well if you have all the alternatives that you're considering or you're currently using yourself. So this laptop has been a part of a big journey for me, you know, day-to-day use, creativity, lots of design. So, you know, this is a big chapter for me, but I will be taking you guys on this journey with me when I do enter my new chapter into my MacBook journey. So this isn't a goodbye, it's more just acknowledging my growth and, you know, looking at something new that I do definitely need in my life.